a big story. So that's why we are still waiting the license guideline. Even Hong Kong and Korea have come out a lot of license regulation detail. So quick takeaway, CeFi is dominated by the three major exchanges, but there's a few newcomers like trying to do the C2C crypto swapping and competing for the off-brand business. Then the most traded volume is still in the exchange like PANews or OKX. And some of the well-known DeFi protocols in Taiwan still iterate their product, but most of new blockchain vendors are not focusing on DeFi sector. Enterprise, as I mentioned, enterprise SME solution is more active in Taiwan, with some application e-commerce, data provision, and
builders. Just that it's very hard to classify which is a Malaysia project and which is not, because there are a lot of builders in Malaysia which set up their businesses outside of Malaysia. So that's also one of the main reasons why I cannot really have like a very clear number or picture about Malaysia here. But then here we can see that aggregately Southeast Asia accounts for close to 500 million people in terms of population. And if you're talking about a lot of the sectors like gaming or DeFi, this is actually a very robust pool to acquire users. And that's why one of the reasons why I think a lot of the projects outside of Southeast Asia is looking at this market, not just for, like for trading, but also to acquire users as well as to acquire talents. So those would be the key number. And you've seen that the number here in terms of penetration, it actually varies from one country to another. And one of the most interesting part is that Vietnam is the last one yet to be regulated market. And maybe this is why a lot of the people here find it very exciting, to expand to Vietnam. Of course, I'm not here to advocate for, kind of non-licensed business, but pretty much I think Vietnam is also like one of the most robust countries in terms of talents as well as interest in crypto. So we are looking forward to more regulations further down the road, in terms of, with crypto and digital assets. So here with the regulatory landscape, obviously Singapore is leading the way with the Payment Service Act. And depending on the token utilities, if you're talking about utility or security token, pretty much you need to get a RMO, like a recognized market operator, or an EMO or extend market operator license based on the utilities that you have. And interestingly, with Singapore, they are trying to curb the speculation activities by the consumers. So more regulations would be, would be further down the road to actually help to stir or boost a healthy market or ecosystem in Singapore. For Vietnam, again, we have a lot of, task force and mandates, but still we are looking at, having more, let's say, regulations around digital assets. Although at the moment crypto payment is prohibited, so you cannot use crypto for payment for the services in Vietnam. Indonesia, on the other hand, a very interesting market, especially because there's a big election coming up next year, and people are speculating about what's going to happen in terms of crypto regulation. So with crypto Indonesia, there are over, I think, close to 20 certified exchanges there. And if you're talking about, let's say, very interestingly, in Indonesia, there used to be two organizations. So one is for the CEP, which is Certified Exchange Providers, and one for the normal blockchain companies. But for now, they have been united under Asosiasi Blockchain Indonesia. So that will be the formal, let's say, organization there to govern the whole ecosystem. But for Indonesia, it just, you cannot really operate just with a license. The trading pairs need to be approved by the government as well. So for now, there are over 500 plus trading pairs there. And a lot of the businesses, like the biggest exchanges like Pintu or Indodax or Toko Crypto, they are also resorting to peer-to-peer as well as OTC as well to drive more volume, more business. Hello guys, welcome. Just feel free to take a seat here. We just started. So feel free to come in and take a seat. So for Indonesia, pretty much the government here is also very bullish. And you can see that a lot of the movement with Indonesia is brought about by the family offices. in what we call second generation of the family offices. So a lot of these, let's say the cool kids or the rich kids are those who are driving the degen culture there, and also more, let's say, adoption for crypto. For Thailand, pretty much the regulations, the digital tokens or digital assets have been regulated. I just had a very brief chat with my friend over there, Woody, very interestingly about Thailand, because they have recently, let's say, launched their national chain. I think this is a very interesting news. Not sure if you guys have heard about this, but this is also like a test experimental project at government level. So this is going to be used for the government first. And they're actually allocating the nodes to different associations and different players, even the government agencies there, to run the chain. Very interesting. I mean, for those who have been to Singapore FinTech Festival, maybe you have heard about one of the chains there launched by the Chinese government as well. So pretty much, I think a lot of these movements, they can also show that with Thailand, there's a strong adoption from the corporate side. So the major banks, major financial institutions, they have already got the accelerator, and also the Web3 arm as well. So for instance, SCB 10X is also a very active player in there. And for Thailand, yeah, this is one of the most stringent countries as well when it comes to crypto regulations. So you need to have proper license, also like partnership with the locals, even if you just want to do marketing or events like this, or some other activities to promote your project. So keep an eye on Thailand. And the last one for the Philippines, which I think is also very interesting, because despite the capital tax gain, that has been reinforced recently. I think with the Philippines, this is also one of the most vibrant economies when it comes to gaming as well as digital assets. And there's a lot of innovation in how people are bringing crypto to, let's say, to adoption or to mainstream adoption. We're not just talking about DeFi or games or anything, but I mean, even the mainstream companies like telcos, they're also applying blockchain, as well as most recently, the stock exchange of the Philippines have issued their mature bonds on crypto, I think just like a month ago. So pretty much the country itself, I think, is very bullish and also is very open for the Philippines. I'm going to allow my friend later to share more with the Philippines so in the panel, so just keep an eye on that. So this is nowhere close to the actual landscape. I just have these tiny boxes to fill in some of the logos here, to fill in what would be the most vibrant sectors in different markets. But let's say when it comes to Vietnam, definitely we're talking about DeFi and GameFi. So we talk about XC, Ronin Network, Kyber Network, and some of these like GameFi and DeFi platforms. For Singapore, protocols, infrastructure, NFT, and DeFi will be some of the more active kind of systems. So we have some of our friends here, Blockdaemon, as well as Zilliqa, Alpha Labs Capital, which are some of the more active players. Indonesia, NFT, and Web 2.5, which I mean here in this case is that people are talking about bringing real estate, bringing as well as gold and different kind of let's say minerals or different let's say products onto blockchain. One of the bigger kind of players or community, you can see the Satoshi 24, 21, or we have ICN, which is the organizer of Indonesia Blockchain Week. For Thailand, Web 2.5, again AI, I think, which is definitely one of the more emerging sectors. And we've seen here a lot of these like new emerging VCs like KX, from the bank, from the K-Bank, Cryptomind here as well, and a number of custodians in the country, which cannot really claim themselves as custody service provider due to the regulations. But it does represent a lot of interest from the corporate side. And I think we also have like Band Protocol, which is also one of the prominent DeFi protocol out there. For the Philippines, still it's about gaming, tokenization. So we have of course we are connected with YGG, Blockchain Space, as well as a fund which is a recent player called Archipelago Labs, which are actively investing in projects in crypto. I mean, but my job here is just to get you just slightly excited about the ecosystem, and then you need to do your homework later about what would be some of the markets that you are more interested in. So last part, just to, of course, get you more excited about APAC DAO. So this is some of the activities that we've been doing in the past 2 years. We've been around since 22. So we did a lot of educational AMAs focusing on teaching people on how to build different platforms like Base, as well as Mental, also as Mina Protocol. We hosted 2 conferences, Build Vietnam, for 700 builders back in Vietnam this year and last year. And the events that we did are all across different chains and different cities, different countries in Asia. So we're very much looking forward to connect with you. This is our Telegram group QR code. And let's say, in short, if you're interested in Southeast Asia, then we're going to be here, and we're going to be helping you with that. So that's a very short presentation about Southeast Asian landscape. I hope that you guys might be able to capture some of them. Yes. And now, so she's representing Philippines. And we have Kris from Cryptomind, who's going to represent Thailand. Sadly, I cannot have all of the Avengers from Southeast Asia today, but I hope that this is going to be enough, for you. Let's say to learn a bit more about the bridging Southeast Asia and Taipei ecosystem. So let me quickly kickstart this panel. So guys, can you just give me a brief intro about what you are doing and what you're looking for around Taipei Blockchain Week, and maybe give you 1 minute to share about the country that you're representing. Starting with Bill, please.
Okay, so I have shared my country already, and
you don't have to, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So maybe I can share some the thing that I'm looking to in the Taipei blockchain. So basically the thing we gonna do from Apple is just 2 things: just find a founder and find a resource that how they can help founders. So either in the overseas market expansion to Southeast Asia, or how to do the good market operation in the South Asia. Not only to the market expansion, maybe to operation hiring, how do you manage the people in the Southeast Asia region? That's also
Yeah, hello, I'm Glenn. I'm with Blockdaemon. I'm based in Singapore. Blockdaemon is actually founded from the US, but we've set up our APAC headquarters about 2 years ago from Singapore. And our team, including Jonathan here and Angel at the back, we have about 10 people based out of Singapore, basically running around the entire APAC region to offer our products. And our customers tend to be more of a regulated large companies that are coming into crypto. I mean, even crypto native companies that are now big enough to basically provide and kind of push the boundaries into more of a regulated realm. So our products, institutional blockchain infrastructures, we provide node infrastructure, access to about 60 different blockchains. We provide institutional level staking services, as well as NPC, cryptography, key management materials, softwares. So yeah, I mean, we work across our customers throughout Asia. That I guess our support to them is to make sure that they have the most secure and highly scalable infrastructure, and they have a good explanation for their regulators when it comes to launching their businesses across the entire APAC.
Wait 2 seconds.
Sorry. Yeah, so hey, Kris from Cryptomind here. So specifically Cryptomind Labs. So we are launching in Thailand actually. So we founded in 2017. So we're quite OG in the Thailand blockchain space. We do a lot of stuff. We do media, we do fund management, and my team specifically I'm representing Cryptomind Labs. and we are a venture CEO based in Thailand and helping to innovate the Web3 Thai founder. So not limiting to the Thai founder, but Southeast Asia founders will come open up to help them innovate and scale further. We just hosted the Thailand Blockchain Week actually just last month. So I think a whole thing that's Nicole has mentioned about Thailand were great. Just want to add on a couple bits more. We see a lot right balance between like in Thailand, where we see a lot of top-down push from the government, right, and from the largest bank in Thailand. But we're also seeing a lot of like grassroots activity, like bottom-up activity that we are trying to push as well from helping the builder in the region, such as BAN protocol, a different more of DeFi protocol, and a different more like gaming protocol in the region as well. Because I mean, Thai people are pretty degens by nature. So I mean, as Bill mentioned, right, we are pretty much one of the target market for any like crypto protocol that looking to tap into the consumer like facing retail markets. We're pretty much be the top of your guys' mind. So we're helping those protocols to really scale here. And yeah, that's our grassroots stuff that we're also pushing on top of the top-down stuff that Nicole was mentioning before. So I mean, if any builder here looking to tap into the future, especially in Thailand, just first of all, welcome to say hi.
Hi everyone, good evening. I am Chezka from the Philippines. So I'm the founder of Philippine Blockchain Week, and Taipei Blockchain Week is one of our partners, that's why I'm here. And I'm also the founding vice president of Blockchain Council of the Philippines, and the Philippine representative for Women in Blockchain Asia. And also part of the Web3 Trailblazers with Nicole, and we just go to certain countries to share and bring more women to the blockchain. In the Philippines, actually, thank you for that, because the Philippines is known more on the gaming side of things. But I think what we need to know in the Philippines is that it's so much more than just gaming. And even us for Blockchain Council, we are partnered with the Department of Information and Communications Technology, which is the only government body for anything blockchain in the Philippines. And so the government is very much open to that, and they're even partners with us. So basically, the government is embracing crypto, and I think that's what we can offer in the Philippines to give more users. I know Taiwan is good at that, and Vietnam as well. But Philippines is really more into crypto adoption as well. So yeah, I think I can share more about it later because it's a short.
Okay, thank you. So guys, I think I'm going to open the panel with one question, and then I want to make it a bit more interactive. So I think you can discuss with each of these panelists afterwards about the market specifically, but if you have any burning question that you want to discuss or get their opinion or get their insights, feel free to do so. So guys, I think now that we're coming back to the topic, so you're representing either Taipei or Southeast Asian countries, right? So how do you see this theme is possible? And what are you planning to do, just to make this happen, maybe in the short run? Because I mean, this might be like a 5-10 year vision, but we are here to discuss about the short-term benefits. So maybe starting with Chezka, and then we're gonna go backwards.
I think we've been doing that for the past 2 years that I'm in this industry, and just bridging people together, like even just going to conferences like this, and then bringing that flag, and knowing that Philippines is part of the map. And just to give you a sample, I went to Dubai. We're talking about Southeast Asia, and Philippines is not even part of their countries in Southeast Asia. So I just feel like this is a vision. Yes, it may take 5 years or 10 years, but in the short term, what I'm doing is bridging more and getting more, doing more events, more education in terms of people knowing about the blockchain, and them just not thinking about blockchain and crypto is just one. Like in the Philippines, there's some of the problems that we encounter, especially in terms of in terms of people in the rural areas. And so we bank on more on education, and I think that's our strength. And doing hackathons monthly, just blockchain 101s and everything. I think that's the short term of it. And because of that, more and more people are knowing we're getting more users, and at the same time, the B2B part, we are going to other countries, even to Australia, to Europe, just to bridge this gap, to bring them to the Southeast Asian part of the world.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, so already just a couple more things to add as well. So we're doing something similar, so like educations, workshop, hackathons. We're also like hosting this like event in Thailand. So we're also going aboard to meet a lot of partners to bring them, put Southeast Asia on their radar, to put Thailand on their map, right? But a couple of things that I think we'd like to add on that is that I think Web3 is very much globalized by nature of the customer. Like we're pretty much act globally, right? But we need also to execute locally. So what I mean by that is that like a lot of these Southeast Asian countries are pretty much siloed by the language that we speak, right? So in Thailand, we have the ways that we are promoting stuff in Thai language. We have like local KL, we have local influencer, or local thought leaders, right? Local builder community and everything. So I think the localization is part of it, or something that we are pretty much going to be helping you guys, the global builder looking to tap into Southeast Asian markets or maybe in Thailand, right? To really push on that part and realize on helping you guys really nail the localization in Asian country. Because I think that's pretty much the key elements that really help you guys stick around into the regions, right? You need to have the local community, you need to have the local advocates for you guys to really push the project options even further. So I think that's something that we could work together with. And I think there are playbooks that could happen in different countries, right? So the nature of people being different and everything. So I think localization is something that we really want to touch on and emphasize. That we see maybe to helping the maybe Taipei's bridging from Taipei like bridging project here, looking to tap into more as a measure and help you guys on that.
From my perspective, spending the past couple of days here in Taipei, myself and Jonathan here, we actually learned a lot about the interest that Taiwan-based companies have, and I think they're slightly different from some of the companies that are in Southeast Asia, where as you've shown, Nicole, on your slide, Southeast Asian countries on average have many millions of people, and they have their own like jurisdictional kind of requirements and regulations, and their culture, habits, language, all that kind of stuff. So I kind of feel like Taiwanese companies are building to kind of branch out. And traditionally, Taiwan has always been good when it comes to hardware and software, right? Like with all the silicons that they're making and devices that they're producing. So I think from that perspective, from the meetings that we had, those companies that are building wallets, hardware wallets, account abstraction based wallets, and these guys are looking to sell it into outside of Taiwan. And I think one of the best kind of jurisdictions to go after, with that many users that could potentially be onboarded to Web3, Southeast Asia could be their best bet. And we've also seen a good example, and I'm sure you guys are all aware as well. Saibabo, which is a very strong wallet company acquired by Circle, and they are supplying to Grab in Singapore and the rest of Southeast Asia, but Grab in Singapore for now, in terms of what they're enabling, their NFT drops and abstracted recovery mechanism that they're providing to their end users, where these normie Grab users don't really need to write down the 24 words and things like that. I think that's a great step forward in terms of this Taiwanese kind of technology coming to Southeast Asia and really kind of bridging the Web 2 and Web 3. So I think there's actually a lot of opportunities, and I feel very hopeful. And also as a Blockdaemon's perspective as well, we are supporting the Taiwanese company to actually help kind of put all of the pieces together so that they have relevant products to offer to the individual Southeast Asian countries as well.
Okay. Yes, AppWorks actually has been in Southeast Asia for a while, not only in crypto. So actually we do a lot of things in Web2 as well. So I guess the low-hanging fruit, so how can Taiwan and Southeast Asia work together is overseas expansion, right? How do you get the project in Southeast Asia into Taiwan? How do you get the Taiwan project into the Southeast Asia? So I think the first thing is join our accelerator, because we have done accelerator more than 10 years in Taiwan. So in Taiwan, if you are a South Asia partner, want to expand your market into Taiwan, our accelerator, that's a fee-free, equity-free program. We will host the demo day. We just finished our demo day yesterday in the Marriott Hotel with 300 investors and corporate representatives in our venue. And we do have more than 100 crypto team in our founder network. And we also have AppWorks School, which is an educational program in Taiwan to help South Asia talent to find good engineer talent in Taiwan. And so I guess if you want to expand to Taiwan, then join our center can increase the awareness, can help to find a local partner, and also can maybe find a local Taiwan investor to help you scale in the Taiwan market. And one more thing I want to emphasize is that actually our CEO of the AppWorks is actually the CEO of the Taiwan Mobile, which is Taiwan's second largest telecom company. So that's why I mentioned the enterprise, the distribution channel is something is really interesting for AppWorks. So there's something going on. How can we leverage Taiwan Mobile 7 million member to help distribute the blockchain service or blockchain product within the Taiwan Mobile? We also have a lot of strong partnership with local Taiwan enterprise. For example, some very big convenience store in Taiwan. So how can we leverage this kind of enterprise distribution channel in Taiwan to help South Asia project going to Taiwan? I think that's the one thing that we try to do in the next year. Another thing, the next year, is how to help Taiwan project go to Southeast Asia, right? So I think that because if we want to expand to the Southeast Asia market, I guess mostly will be a B2C product. So how can we access marketing resource? How do we get the KOL? And how do we get anything leads from the different community? I think it's quite important. There's a lot of demand from our portfolio company or from our alumni asking how can we buy? Do you know any KOL in this country? Unfortunately, we didn't get a very comprehensive KOL leads or marketing service in this country. So I guess that's the thing I need to do in the next year. And if anyone have this kind of resource or building the similar project, happy to talk to you more. So I think that's the two main ways that we try to do in the next year.
Okay, let's change the energy a little bit. So guys, anything burning at this stage? Anything that you want to ask our panelists? As I mentioned, so don't be shy. Maybe others are having the same question, but they are not, they are too shy to speak up. So is there anything else that you think might be of concern or anything that you need the advice from them about Taiwan or Southeast Asia ecosystem? Is there anything that we could be of help? Okay.
I have a question.
Yes, please.
So, just in your opinion, in Southeast Asia, do you think language is a barrier for your community to expand? And that's my first question. And second question is, as far as hackathons, workshops, or some sort of a sponsored meetups, which kind of a channel do you think in your community is the most beneficial way to do the outreach and get people more engaged?
Okay. Anyone wants to take this question?
I can start from that second. So just answering your first question is right on the the language side of things, right? So for me, I would like to imagine that there's a CT world, like crypto Twitter world, right? They have a global CT Twitter people playing around with those apps and everything. Then there's a Thai CT or a Vietnam CT. There's a different like silos of CT happening in each country. So tapping to the crypto native people within each country will require some sort of language that are localized to each country. That's sort of something that would be required. But of course, being indigenous people, they would also try to consume a lot of like English language content, right, from the global CT and everything. That's also something by nature for the region here in Thailand. But when it came across to those retail people in maybe those regions, I think language become even more important to really access to those retail people because they're less familiar for the global blockchain scenes, right? They're pretty much going to be exposed to the more localized cryptos company or crypto project. So language going to be something that's important to really get the message across. And working with the right people, working with the right partner to really expand into those countries going to be something crucial for the crypto community that really want to tap to the retail in maybe example in Thailand, right? So that's going to answer your first questions.
I think language is really very important as well. I have this one company that I know who's coming here in a while. Their main product is actually, it's called Venezuela. Their main product is bridging the blockchain 101, for example, from an English to Filipino or to Visayan, the languages from our other rural areas. And I think on that end, you would know that language is very important. At the same time, your second question. So I feel like, I'm so sorry, I'm not more on the tech side, I'm more on the bridging people side and more on thinking outside the box side. What I did for Philippine Blockchain, I'll give you a sample on how I got people engaged. Because hackathons, not everyone does know how to engage there. Honestly, even me, I don't do hackathons. I just organize hackathons. But I think to your point, what we did a metaverse fashion show. And that metaverse fashion show is not just a small show, it's like a huge show. But it's one of the biggest fashion designer, who is Michael Cinco. You can actually search him. He's a Dubai-based, he does gowns for J.Lo, Lady Gaga, etc. And you know, we tapped retail companies and even Web2 people who doesn't even know anything about blockchain, metaverse, or crypto. And then when they were there, even the first lady of the Philippines was our guest. They knew about it. I mean, it rings in the bell in their head that there's something like metaverse, there's blockchain. You know, I think it's more of thinking outside the box, especially when you go to other countries. Because if language is the problem, you can do it, like turn it into 360 without even a language, saying anything about language. Because during that show, it was just showing that, you know, that this is the metaverse. We did the same show in the metaverse simultaneously. And I think it's just thinking outside the box and not just, you know, making it too serious, because I think especially the Gen Z side of Gen Z people, they don't want anything too serious, but at the same time informative. So
yeah, I mean, this is not just for, you know, crypto or blockchain, but just in general, like in the realm of B2B. I think, you know, just language is one thing, but you know, I think really be able to, you know, articulate the culture, and you know, that's also another thing. Like, you know, I can give you a lot of examples because I was based out of Hong Kong for 10 years, and you know, now in Singapore for about 3 years, and you know, obviously a lot of Singaporeans speak Mandarin, and there's the big China up there with so many people, and then across, you know, Southeast Asia, there's also a lot of Greater China, you know, like so-called Mandarin-speaking population. But you know, when I first took a role of you know, Greater China, you know, sales and business development, you know, I thought you get a guy that speaks 10 languages, you know, just cover, you know, like multiple different Chinese versions of the language, and you know, I thought this guy could potentially just, you know, make a killing, but nothing really happened because, you know, as you know, even so today within this crypto world as well, you know, there's clearly a divide between, say, a mainland Chinese community that kind of tend to do businesses amongst themselves, And for Greater China, the rest of the Greater China, people, it's really, really hard to actually get their buy-in and start hitting things off. So I think from that perspective, it's really important to really build the relationship with the right people that have access to those companies and communities where you like to kind of approach. And I think when it comes to just kind of devs working together, Slack talks, code talks. So there's really not much of an issue there from is my perspective.
Okay, just maybe to add on a little bit, I think with crypto, we have a lot of universal language, like NFTs, like incentives, like signals, which are definitely playing the role of raising awareness about the project. So I've heard a lot of people saying that they have organic traffic from Southeast Asia, like Vietnam and the Philippines, without doing any marketing, because basically people kind of speak the same language, like that, incentives, culture, and that's like a good start for crypto projects. Let's say if you want to think about the next step or the next level of engagement with the community, that's when I think you have to take into consideration localization, as what Kris has mentioned. Of course, it's going to depend on the budget, I think of your team as well. But I do think that you have the first momentum, and you should be able to kind of see how you can leverage that, and maybe pick the key markets that you want to target. So Southeast Asia is very interesting, very diverse, maybe very scattered as well, like different. But I think when it comes to different markets, there's always something very interesting for you to leverage. Is there any further question from the floor? Guys?
Maybe just one from me. Hi everyone, I'm Mark from Singapore. So you guys work with access to many projects within your own countries. What is one thing or one pertinent item that the projects within your country have found difficulty when they want to expand overseas, that they come to you for help?
That's a very good question. So we'll have to see who's brave enough to want to start this first.
Yeah, so when our portfolio company or our alumni in our sector try to break into the other country, I would say actually language was not their first consideration, because I would say the low-hanging fruit crypto market could do it through English, but as I mentioned, the culture thing, how do you find the right people to do the market expansion into the right market is typically the reason they want to help. So the right marketing service, like KOL list, as I mentioned, this is kind of marketing service they want to get.
I think for the Philippine side, it's more of how to penetrate the Philippines because of the regulations, right? So and to put to know the right people. I think that's why they come to us, because they need to know the right people, who's because that's the most important thing when going to a country, right? And in terms of marketing as well, and the right market to tap into, or the right audience to tap into, then that's where they come to for help.
I think for me, what I see is that for Taipei's project, right? So we're okay with dominating in the regions, because I think it's more like a culture and blending with you know who you know in the region as well, who you want to partner, your ways around the regions. So getting distributions within the regions is quite done well. But when it came to expanding to maybe the US, going to the Europe, right, then it's become more difficult to find the right partner, to getting the right people, and then getting your roots within those regions. Something that's I find difficult, where there's always a base company to expand there. And I think it's a big combination of what all of us have been saying. You need to know the right partner in different regions, so that you can maybe scale from there. And I think that's something we want to see something similar across South Asian regions.
Thank you.
All right. Yes, and unless we have anything to share, I think we can maybe start the, we can close the panel, wrap up the panel, and then have everyone just to have some more time to speak with each of you, I think, after this session. So thank you very much, everyone, for joining the panel and listening to the insights. And maybe, just to wrap up, I would like to call my two friends, Melody from PANews and also Leo from SqrDAO, just to do a brief intro here, because they are also our close friends, and they have been here supporting us in, for our Chinese-speaking ecosystem as well as the Vietnamese ecosystem. So I'm pretty sure that this is one of the most, I think, diverse kind of crowd that we have today. So I would like to ask you for maybe another 5 minutes for them to introduce what they're doing. And I'm pretty sure that you would find it very informative and very helpful to get connected with them after today. So over to you, Melody. Maybe we better get here so that we can be closer to the camera.
Okay, hi guys, I'm Nicole's friend and very happy to be here because we are Pannonian PANews. We have a media outlet called PANews, which is purely in Chinese, and the company has been around for 5 years, and we do consulting advisory services for the project. Wanted to cover Chinese-speaking regions. So our team is everywhere in Shanghai, Hong Kong, Singapore, Taipei, and also in Korea. And yeah, I'm very happy to be here and see if you guys need any help on the media side or just in general things. And we do receive a lot of requests from clients and portfolios. Yeah, we do a bit of a small investment as well. So yeah, we do receive a lot of requests asking us to get access to Southeast Asia. And personally, I haven't attended any conferences there, so I just have to be here and to learn more about all the regions there, and so that next time I'll become smarter. I talk to them. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you. You really want to get in here? Yeah, I think Melody is being very humble about what they're doing at PANews, but you guys just look them up later, and you know what I mean when we'll say that they are, of course, one of your recommended partners. Now over to Vietnam.
Sure. So my name is Leo. I'm the founder of SqrDAO. So it's SQR, they pronounce Square. So we are a private community of OG, DGen builders in the crypto space. About 9% of our members from Vietnam, so Vietnamese builders or founders and builders who are building out Vietnam. So for example, the guy from Zerion, the CEO of Zerion, he's a foreigner, but he's living in Vietnam. He's also part of our member. So I call it a private community because we don't allow just anyone to join. You have to be, I call it a leader of your own category. So either a community leader like Nicole, or a founder, or a builder, or like ecosystem leader, like we got the guy from Sandbox, network, all the major players in the, I guess the local and regional crypto Web3 space. So we have 100 members right now, and all of them personally vetted on board by the team, mostly myself and 2 other guys. So I'm here to support Nicole, obviously, both from Vietnam, so bring that as Asian Web3 vibe over to Taiwan, but also, to talk to anyone who's interested in learning more about Vietnam and Southeast Asia in general. Full disclosure is that we're actually just entering a partnership with Amazon Web Service to do a bunch of activation event for Web3 developers in South Asia, so Philippines, Vietnam, and Singapore next year. So if anyone want to join, we talk to you later about that. And also Avalanche, we're doing something with Avalanche in Vietnam, so fairly excited about that. So I just want to share it. Thanks.
Okay, thanks, Leo. So again, thank you everyone for staying until now. We're going to be open until 7. You want to do networking and talk with the panelists or anyone here. I'm pretty sure we have a very interesting crowd today. So thank you everyone, and please enjoy Taipei Blockchain Week, and hope to see you at other APAC DAO events. Thanks again everyone for coming. Hi everyone, may I have your support in gathering for a group photo? Maybe can we get to the to the front, next to the projector. I promise this is going to be the last thing I ask from you. So can we gather over there for a group photo? Hi guys, you're right in time for the group photo. Can we get to the projector? It's perfect. Yes, perfect timing. All right.